Whew, that was exciting. Happy GratiTuesday, beautiful, beautiful souls. I want to share something just a little bit different today, something that's been quietly opening my heart this week. It's about my dogs, Fred and Ginger. And before you think, oh no, here we go, dog talk, just stay with me for a minute here because this turned into a really powerful lesson for me. And honestly, I am incredibly grateful for these two beasts. And this morning, they reminded me of something that I think a lot of us need to hear. So here's what happened this morning. As I'm taking them out for one of their constitutionals, I guess. It was early, it was dark outside still, and I just let them loose a little bit. They were still on their leash, but they had a little bit of freedom, right? And they were just roaming around, sniffing stuff. We were in a safe little space. I felt safe enough to let them roam, and it was a little bit enclosed. At one point, Ginger went behind a shed and she was completely out of sight. And Fred realized he couldn't see her. And the shift in his body, it was like, it was comical because he just went still. He stood tall. He went alert. His whole energy shifted and he started sniffing the air, looking for her. And in that moment, I was realizing he's just noticed she's missing. And Ginger comes trotting around from behind the shed, totally unaware that she had even disappeared. And when Fred saw her, oh my gosh. Oh, my heart. Oh my goodness. He bounced towards her like a little puppy. Oh, it's going to make me cry again. It was this big dramatic bounce, like a pounce, right? Front legs wide open. He flopped down on his chest, like full play bow move. It was pure joy, pure relief from him. And I stood there in the dark thinking to myself, God, these two really love each other. And honestly, I cried. I did. It's making me cry even now just thinking about it. Because it hit me. It hit me in that moment. Dogs don't overthink love. Fred didn't pretend he didn't care, right? He didn't act cool. He didn't suppress his relief. He, sorry. He just noticed she was missing. He noticed the absence. And he completely celebrated her return. And Ginger, she just trusted completely that everything was fine. And that's security. That's trust. That's love without a story behind it. And then I realized something else, actually. I've been working on leash walking with them since I've been in this apartment. It's been a bit of a struggle, actually. Well, to be honest, Fred is great on a leash. Ginger, not so much. She likes her freedom. She doesn't like to be tied down. My goal, right? My goal is not to control them. It's to walk on a leash to freedom, right? I want to use the leash as a bridge, not a prison. And here's the funny part, because people will just say, Michelle, well, to train them, you need to separate them and just train them one at a time. I'm telling you right now, Fred would lose his ever-loving mind if Ginger and I left without him. Honestly, I'd probably have to sedate him. But instead of seeing that as a problem, I'm going to look at it from a different perspective, and I'm going to look at it as information. Because Fred isn't broken, he's bonded. And Ginger isn't misbehaving, she's just wired for freedom. And what they're teaching me, and maybe you too, is this: transitions matter. How we move between structure and freedom matters. And love doesn't just disappear because someone steps out of sight. Sometimes the work isn't forcing separation, it's teaching trust in return. I think a lot of us struggle with this, actually, right? We panic when something changes. We tighten when someone steps away. And we assume absence means loss. But what if it doesn't? What if calm, clarity, and trust are the things that actually unlock freedom? So today on GratiTuesday, I am grateful for love that's honest. I'm grateful for bonds that don't need an explanation. And I'm super grateful for the teachers that walk beside us. And sometimes those teachers have 4 legs. If this resonated, let me know in the comments. If you've learned a lesson from an animal, I would love to hear that too. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for walking this path with me. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend.